Hey YouTube family and GN subs, it's Humberto from GrayLaw TV, and we got good news for you. We got the Citizenship Act of 2021, fresh, in Congress, ready to go. We're going to digest this, let you know what's happening, what's coming, and it is good news. For those of you who are new to the channel, we give good news. If you want bad news, you got to go to the other channels. So hey, welcome to GrayLaw TV and our good news segment. So the Citizenship Act of 2021, otherwise known as immigration reform, there's 350 pages, a lot to unpack for you folks. And I'm going to do that, right? Take a complicated subject, make it really simple so you can understand. The last real immigration reform was in 1986. Over 35 years ago. That legislation was very interesting. It was bipartisan under Reagan. You know, what they did was they took a balancing. There was enforcement in place called employer sanctions. You know, where you have to complete those I-9 forms? That's what that was all about, right? Enforcement. Employers who hire unlawful individuals would be fined, substantial fine, even in some instances, criminal fines. So that was the enforcement part of it. The other part of it was 10 million undocumented individuals got amnesty. Now, to compare, this is a little different, okay? This immigration reform is substantial, but it's not all about enforcement. You know, the last 35 years, the only legislation that's been passed is regarding enforcement. I mean, the 3- and 10-year bars. ADEPA, which was really onerous on individuals who are unlawful, grounds of inadmissibility, grounds of removability. Everything was negative. Everything was about getting rid of immigrants. So the good news is that this one is pretty much balanced, you know? We have a good chance of passing this immigration legislation. Why? The Democrats control Congress and the executive. Let's talk about what's in this bill. The first that I think is really interesting is family immigration. What they want to do is increase the numbers allocated to family members. They are proposing in this legislation that we have currently about 200,000 unused visa in the family categories. So what will that do? What that will do is limit the time that you need to wait under these categories, okay? In the bill, it talks about increasing the numbers of diversity applicants. That could be pretty substantial. Also, employment-based visas from 140,000 to 170,000. That's pretty substantial. Again, wait times, a lot less under the employment categories. That would be really good news. LGBTQ partners, they will have a pathway to obtain certain benefits in the United States. That is awesome that that was put in the bill. Another category that they're looking at is essential workers due to COVID. They want to provide streamlined visas as well as green cards to those who have participated in this COVID pandemic. Those, workers who are helping us in this time of need. Under the past administration, refugee numbers went down to 10,000. Abysmal. Biden wants to increase that to 125,000 visas for refugees. Another bit of good news, we've talked about the 3- and the 10-year bars. In the legislation, it talks about lifting the 3- and 10-year bar. The legislation also will create a path to citizenship for the Dreamers, those are the DACA recipients, to TPS, temporary protected status individuals, as well as farm workers. So individuals in those categories have a pathway to get a green card and then ultimately citizenship. So let's explain a little bit. This is a good starting point, okay? This is the current administration's proposal to the House. Bills have to pass both the House and the Senate. In the Senate, we need 10 Republicans to join on to get 60 votes. That's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough haul. So what do I think? I think that some of these provisions will pass in certain ways. There's various ways. There's current bills that were enacted in 2013 that can go in as a clean bill. It already has bipartisan support that may pass. One of those, for example, is the essential workers due to COVID. Bipartisan support. If you put that in the Senate as a clean bill, it will pass. Biden will sign it. There's another procedure called reconciliation. So in reconciliation, any bill that has to do with spending or taxes, all you need is a simple majority. You need 51 in the Senate. We have that. We have 50 plus Kamala Harris. If there's a tie, she can sign on and pass legislation. Reconciliation could be a really good way to get some of these provisions passed. So what do I think, in my opinion? We are going to get something. It is time. It's been 35 years since we've had anything with regard to immigration. Obviously, we need more immigrants in the U.S. We need smart immigrants. We need temporary visas. We need to overhaul. We need to enhance the system. Hey, it's 2021, okay? Immigrants make this country, and I think it's coming. I think it's coming. So, hey, it's good news. Let's see what happens. Let's follow this. I'm going to give you videos on what's happening, parts of the bills that pass, when they go to the Senate, where there's bipartisan support, what we're doing in terms of reconciliation. We'll let you know, so stay tuned, okay, for the Immigration Act of 2021. Another piece of good news. We've talked previously about deadlines and when you need to respond and when you need to file appeals and respond to notice of intent to deny, notice of intent to rescind, notice of intent to revoke, request for evidence. They have extended the date to March of 2021. Any notice that was issued between March 2020 when it commenced and March of 2021, you will have additional time to respond to these notices. That is great news. Notice though, there's a little difference. On the appeals, you only have 60 days from the date the notice was issued. So that's I-290Bs, that's N-336. On all the other notices, you have 60 days from the due date. You're going to have more time on those, but be very careful. Don't miss the dates, okay? Real cases. We always talk about real cases in my office. What I've been seeing over the last week, folks, waiver of final interviews, both for employment and family-based cases, same day swearing in. For citizenship applicants who were approved, they get sworn in the same day. Usually it's 60 to 90 days after the interview where you're sworn in. They're coming same day. That is great news. Hey, GrayLaw family, GN subs, thanks for watching GrayLaw TV. Click below, like and subscribe.